Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody is having a fantastic morning this morning. So if any of you were watching yesterday, my stream ended abruptly. Yes. And I wish I could say that it was the FBI or the intelligence agencies, but unfortunately, it was just my streaming software crashed. It gave me the old, what is it? Application is not responding. And by the time I got everything kind of back together, I had some other things I had to take care of. So it was kind of embarrassing. I apologize for that, guys, if you guys were watching that. Because a lot of people, I had some people text me like, hey, what's going on? What happened? And I was like, man, it was the FBI. It was YouTube. They took me down. They want to take me off the air, but I will not let them. I will not let them silence me. Or whatever it was. I guess it could have been. I don't know. I mean, that's not the first time that has happened in recent history. Okay. It happened actually the day before when I was doing a members only live stream as well. And I didn't really know what it was. I did restart it that time, but yesterday. I just couldn't do it. Guys. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Okay, what are we talking about today, guys? The debate? The debate is going on tonight. And let me tell you, okay, there is a possibility that I could be sued by the people, the entity, if you will, who is hosting the debate, CNN. I don't know what's going to be happening, guys, but I refuse to let CNN win. I will put my YouTube channel on the line. I have a monetized YouTube channel. I've worked hard for it. And I believe it's more important to put freedom of speech first. I believe that this is fair use. I believe that everybody has a right to watch the presidential debate, okay? And I refuse to back down from that. If I am sued by CNN, it probably won't be that. It'll probably be more of the lines of a live takedown from CNN. So, like I said, I am streaming the debate, and it could be similar to when I attempted to stream Tucker Carlson's interview with Vladimir Putin, okay? I streamed that, or I attempted to. About 10 minutes into the stream, my stream was taken down live. In the middle, like beginning of the stream, taken down live. And technically that is a copyright strike, okay? That's usually what it is, a copyright strike. But since it was my first offense, let me take a sip of coffee here. Because it is morning, guys. It's not even 8:30 in the morning this morning right now. Okay? I started super early because I just felt like it, all right? But because it was my first offense, YouTube did not give me a strike. They just gave me a warning. How nice of them, right? How nice of YouTube. So, yes, guys, I will be streaming this debate tonight. The debate starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. So, for me, that is 8 p.m. And so I will probably start streaming somewhere around probably 7:30 p.m. Something like that. I'll probably start it like 30 minutes before. I will probably be streaming to YouTube and Rumble. And we'll just see, guys. I haven't multi-streamed before, but I think just kind of gauging from what happened with Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin, I had to end the stream because I wasn't multi-streaming. I had to start another stream really quickly on Rumble to finish that because they didn't take it down. So we'll see how tonight goes, guys. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge because, like I'm going to show you here in a second, CNN does have some stuff up their sleeves. They're already talking crap about Trump. And one thing that we all can appreciate, though, is the fact that the White House is celebrating Pride Month. Guys, look at that. That's the White House right now. The white pillars, iconic white pillars covered in LGBTQIA plus whatever, rainbow colors for pride. This is what the White House and the administration is prioritizing. If you guys have seen any of their staff pics, they're LGBTQ people and whatever. But I feel like when the economy and the birth rate in our country is so low, why would you prioritize that kind of thing? Also, this Pride celebration was attended by Ashley Biden. And if anyone has any doubt that Ashley Biden is Joe Biden's daughter, now we're not going to get into any of the stuff about her, diary. We're not going to get into that. But if anyone has any doubt if she is Joe Biden's daughter, just listen to what she said. This is just a 6-second clip. Just listen to how she talks. Listen to her.
LGBTQ students deserve to be safe.
So yes, Ashley Biden, absolutely 100% Joe Biden's daughter. I wonder if they're on the same drugs here. I don't know. We shall see. It's really crazy. Also, guys, one of the greatest things I think I have ever seen on Twitter came yesterday in the form of Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson demolishing reporters left and right. I don't want to sit here and just play a clip for you guys. This is a 23-minute long clip. I don't want to just sit here and just play this whole thing for you. I'm going to play a couple parts. I'm going to play the first part, and then I have another one where there is a part clipped out. But I listened to this clip itself, this 23-minute long clip. I've listened to it / watched it probably 6 or 7 times by now. I liked it that much. Okay. Tucker Carlson gives an absolute masterclass. A masterclass in dealing with these dishonest, disgusting reporters who are taking orders from their overlords. That's exactly what's happening, because we don't have reporters anymore that are investigative, that are like, okay, I came up with these questions myself because I believe this needs to be investigated because I see corruption here. And that doesn't happen anymore. That's a thing of yesterday. Maybe when I say it doesn't happen with like the mainstream media, like the corporate press, like CNN, MSNBC, and the corporate press, because they are in bed with the government. So any question that they get comes from the overlords who collude with the government to try to sully and smear people like Tucker Carlson who tell the truth. And listen, this is how the press conference, I don't know if it was a press conference. I believe Tucker Carlson was giving a speech in this, it looks like it's a Hyatt hotel in Australia. He's in Australia to interview Assange, Julian Assange, because Assange has been freed, and Assange is now in Australia, which is where he's from. So I believe it was after the speech that he held a little bit of a press conference where he answered some questions, and he just did brilliantly. But this is how it started. Guys, you're going to want to listen to this. This is this is amazing stuff. I want more of this. Just Tucker Carlson fighting with these reporters. He's not really fighting. He's very, I don't know. He's very charismatic in how he handles it. Okay, I'll stop talking. Listen.
Thanks, Tucker. I saw a couple of our friends from the press gallery have a smile when you were getting into the free press. So I might ask Paul Sakal from the Sydney Morning Herald to ask a question.
Great, thank you.
Well, you've almost thanks for your speech.
Of course,
Mr.
thank you.
Carlson. The media can be extremely negative, so it's nice to hear uplifting comments about our country.
It's an amazing country.
It is, and I think we forget that in Australia oftentimes, so I appreciate that. You've preempted my question on Putin.
Putin!
Which I think you did strategically because you knew it's what we'd ask.
Putin! He's so bad!
And I also appreciate that...
Did he make you take the COVID shot?
Take the what?
The COVID shot?
Ah, man. This is so good. Keep listening. Keep listening.
Sorry.
Ah, he's so good, man. So good.
The COVID shot saved probably tens of millions.
Oh,
of lives.
yeah,
And
definitely. Safe and effective. This is why everyone loves the media.
Probably 100 times more lives than Putin.
That laugh.
It's like a time capsule. It's like you're like the last Japanese soldier on Okinawa. You think the war's still going. No, it didn't save millions of lives.
Okay, guys, I want to play the whole thing. So that's how it started out, or at least that's how it started out with the one that Tucker Carlson posted. But there's another one that got clipped out, and this was probably my favorite part of this 20-minute long press conference that he gave, because the way he handles this reporter, I mean, I hesitate to call her a reporter. The way he handles this corporate government stooge trying to smear him is just absolutely amazing. It's a 5-minute and 58-second long clip, guys. I'm going to play it. And trust me, it is that good. If you haven't heard this yet, it is that good. It is incredible stuff. Listen.
Hi, Tucker. Thank you so much for your address today. So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show...
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans. And Americans who, like black Americans, have been African Americans, have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
well, you've been lying
let's
about
pull
my
that back.
press
I'm
gallery
happy to explain what I do think.
So,
well, you actually can't say it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around.
See, that part right there, guys, the way he's framing this right here is just so brilliant. It's the way it's just so incredible. It's so basic. Our leaders, their concern should be us, the people in the country. But when they shift their concern, that the way he puts that, like anybody could understand that and agree with that. You cannot disagree with that. It's pretty incredible. The way he says stuff, nobody can disagree with this.
The world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who were born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They are not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and
well,
I must say one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the great...
Yes, this 1,000 times yes. The people, the left, these leftist media types, they like to always get like caught up on semantics and say, well, I didn't call you this. I didn't say this. it's like you don't even have to. All of the stuff that they say it's implied, and everyone knows what they are talking about. Everybody knows what they are saying. Well, I didn't say that. It's like they all use this lawyer speak. It's like, listen, you know what you did. You know what you said. Just because you don't say something does not mean you don't say it. It's implied. And I just think that's incredible. Another thing that he said here.
Replacement theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't
And
actually
my
finished my
response is, no,
question.
I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
this is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 black Americans were killed.
On.
2
You know
white
what I mean?
Americans were killed.
Like,
And it's also
okay,
inspired...
it's not, first of all...
It's inspired one of the worst Australian guns
How do
of
they
all
get
time
people
to
this
shoot
stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest, they're factual. That's not hate, that's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually? And
How dare you, actually?
I mean, do you know what I mean? I'd be like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. Well, that's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I did. No, I don't support.
Oh man, it's just one after another. These reporters or whatever they are, guys. Like I honestly, what does Tucker says? I don't think you are actually this stupid, but it turns out they actually might be. I believe they actually are. They're actually brainwashed. Not only do they think that they're fighting against oppression by asking these questions that smear people like Tucker Carlson that come from their overlords who collude with the government, the ones with actual power, who are actual fascists trying to terraform the country and the world in some way. They ask these questions. They think they're fighting the machine. They think they're fighting. They think they themselves are fighting fascism when it's themselves that have become a part of the machine without realizing. They're like mindless drones walking around thinking that they're doing hard-hitting journalism by trying to smear Tucker Carlson with these questions. And it's scary to think that they actually think that. They actually think that. 100%. These people. It's what do you do to get them to see the light? What can you do? It's really tough.
Disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves, so the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family. Period. And
boom, America.
That said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Anyone. Have you been calling? Are you concerned about the war in Ukraine? And the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
Now I don't think it's an act. It's not.
Thank you.
No, it's unfortunately, I don't think it's an act either. I wish it were. These people actually think they're doing hard-hitting journalism by trying to smear Tucker Carlson with these questions, because that's what they are. Like, they're like, oh, they're just questions. They don't. It's like, no, you listen to the questions and what they're prefaced with in these like long like sentences that preface the question, and then just kind of how the way they're asked, the way they're worded. They're worded to do maximum damage to Tucker Carlson. Well, all these people believe that the Ukraine war is X, Y, and Z, or all these people, and he named a bunch of different people that they say were conservative, condemn Putin. Why would you talk to Putin? It's like, guys, what are you even talking about? What kind of question is that? Like, it's crazy stuff. But that was Tucker Carlson absolutely doing a fantastic, like, just takedown of these liberal journalists or stooges for the government / corporate press. It's crazy stuff. We're going to talk about a little bit of some debate stuff, guys. What's kind of going on with this debate? This is not current right now, but we've been hearing about what's his face. I just blanked. I just blanked on his name. Guys, give me his name really quick in the chat. What's his name? The guy that's doing the debate that compared Trump to Hitler. I just completely blanked. Oh, whatever. But Dana Bash, the other one, is it Jeremy? Guys, I don't know why I just blanked on that. It's crazy. Hold on. Whatever. Show goes on. Dana Bash, the other moderator on the debate. Her husband, look right here. So we were all talking about the other guy. Her husband, though, Dana Bash, was one of the ones, Jeremy Bash, one of the 51 members who signed on to the infamous Biden hoax letter. Believe it or not. Jake Tapper. Thanks, James. Thanks. I don't know why I just blanked on that completely. I just blanked on that name. Like, what? I'm looking at my links I have here. I'm like, it's got to be somewhere in the titles. No, I pulled a Biden. I pulled a Biden in front of all you guys. Dang it. All right. But this is Dana Bash's husband right here.
This looks like Russian intelligence.
Believe it or not. Hold on. This is Dana Bash's. Okay, here we go. Dana Bash's husband talking about the Hunter Biden laptop being, of course, Russian disinformation.
This looks like Russian intelligence. This walks like Russian intelligence. This talks like Russian intelligence. This effort by Rudy Giuliani and the New York Post and Steve Bannon to cook up supposed dirt on Joe Biden looks like a classic Russian playbook disinformation campaign. That assessment, by the way, is not my assessment. That's the assessment of the Trump intelligence community leadership, who in August of this year put out a statement saying that Andrei Derkash and Russian intelligence were trying to denigrate Joe Biden. And then the next month in September, Steve Mnuchin at the Treasury Department put out a statement saying that Derkash is a known Russian intelligence operative.
Ooh, scary.
The last decade. So when the intelligence community goes in and warns Donald Trump that Rudy Giuliani is being worked over by Russian intelligence, and then Rudy Giuliani suddenly comes forward with these mysteriously created emails, probably hacked through a Russian intelligence operation, we have to acknowledge the fact that the President of the United States is supporting, is condoning, is welcoming a Russian intelligence operation in 2020.
Russia. Yes, it's always Russia, guys. Very scary stuff. These are the people. Jake Tapper, the one who calls Trump basically Hitler, who's compared Trump to Hitler how many times now? I don't even know. It's been a lot of times. A huge huge amount of time. Okay, I can't do Trump's. I need to hire like some speech pathologist to help me do Trump's voice. I can't do it. I just always end up sounding dumb. But Jake Tapper, who compares Trump to Nazis, and Dana Bash, whose husband advanced this whole theory that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation, which is 100% untrue, has been proven untrue. The laptop was used as evidence in a court of law, and they knew it was untrue at the time. It's not like they thought this. Guys, I think this is one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. It's not that they thought it was Russian disinformation. It's not that they think that they had this massive Trump derangement syndrome. Like they hate Trump so much, or they believe Trump is so evil that they think these things are true. No, get that out of your head. They don't even think these things are true. They know these things are false, yet they try to manipulate you anyways. A lot of people like to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they just thought it was, they thought Hunter Biden the laptop was from Russia, or they thought Trump was a Russia double agent or a Russia agent or double agent, colluding with the Russians. They think these things. No, they don't, guys. They don't think these things at all. But yeah, spouse of CNN debate moderator was one of the 51 spies who lied to steal. Can she be unbiased? So yeah, guys, we know that this is not going to be an unbiased debate. It's just, there's no, if history is any indication, and the fact that, they have to have a lot of vitriol against Donald Trump, because they have really, Trump has really went after them a lot. But this is just kind of, guys, you got to watch this. This is just a little taste of what the debate's going to be. Guys, check this out.
First question tonight goes to Mr. Frog.
Mr. Frog.
So Mr. Frog is Donald Trump.
Why are you so evil? You have 1 second to respond.
Hello. Time's up, plus you're wrong. The next question is for our beloved and highly intelligent president. Why are you so amazing? You have unlimited time to respond.
Yeah, so that's just a taste of what's going to happen, guys. I don't know. I thought that was really funny. I've seen that probably 100,000 times, but every time I watch it, it gets even truer. It's great. What else do we got here? Okay, we got mute buttons from CNN. CNN.
The podiums, you can see two green.
CNN was doing a very fantastic, fabulous job of explaining these mute buttons that they're going to use, because you guys do know that they have this whole list of rules for the candidates. And one of those is when one person is speaking, the other person is muted. So, I don't know if you guys understand how mute buttons work, but apparently there's a lot of people that just don't understand how mute buttons work, right? And these CNN hosts just do a fabulous job. Just an absolutely impeccable job of leaving absolutely zero doubt how these mute buttons are going to work. If they hadn't been so thorough, I would have had a lot of questions how these mute buttons were going to work. Because if you are 3 years old, have no clue what a mute button is, by the end of this video, you are a mute button expert. But without further ado, guys, let's hear this just absolutely fantastic explanation by these extremely high IQ individuals on CNN.
If we go behind the podiums, you can see two green lights. When they're on, they signal to the candidate his microphone is on. When the green lights are off, they signal to the candidate his microphone is off. Now I want to give you a sense of what it will look like for viewers at home if a candidate whose microphone is off interrupts a candidate whose microphone is on. So I'm standing at one podium, and I'll ask Phil to come in and take the other podium. And so let's say I'm answering a question. My light is green, and I'm speaking. Phil's microphone is off, and his green lights are not illuminated. Oh. He's going to interrupt me as I'm speaking, and this is what it will sound like. My volume remains constant, while Phil's interruption can be difficult to understand.
Oh, thanks a lot. I had questions, buddy.
Let's try the opposite. My microphone is now on.
Okay.
Victor's microphone is off. and he's going to interrupt me.
Oh.
My volume remains constant, while Victor's interruption can be difficult to understand. Now, CNN's production team has shared this demonstration with the campaigns earlier today, and we're sharing it with you, our viewers, so everyone fully understands how tomorrow night will work. Now, we should note, by agreeing to participate in this debate, both campaigns and candidates have also agreed to abide by these rules. The CNN presidential debate airs live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. East.
So, guys, I feel like an expert in mute buttons now. I love it how they had to explain, like, both sides. Like, this is how, if his mute button is on, you can't hear me, but you can hear him. If mine is on, I'm getting twisted up. So maybe I need to watch it again. If mine is on, you can't hear me, you can hear him. If his is on, you can't hear him, you can hear me. Wow. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant stuff from CNN, guys. I mean, it's just, it's the one piece of non-fake news that they've come out with in like 15 years. It's amazing. The first bit of actual real information that is true, fact check true from CNN, is how mute buttons work. So apparently that's, I mean, I can mute here. See, I'm muting myself. If you guys had any other questions, I thought I'd just add to CNN's explanation. What is this? I have this one. It's just labeled Chris Wallace. Oh, yeah. So here's Chris Wallace. He's on CNN talking about the mute buttons and the 20. He talks about the 2020 debate. You guys remember the 2020 debate when Donald Trump really went after Biden hard? It was a show, let me tell you. You know, there's those shows where you're like, man, he's being really effective. And there's those shows that you see, you're like, I like it, but I know that this is going to get Trump a lot of flack. That was one of those debates. I liked it, but I was like, there's going to be a lot of people that really rip them apart over these things. I liked it, but the media, of course, did not like it. But Chris Wallace talking about the mute buttons, if we had any more questions about what they did and if they are necessary.
I think everyone wants to know what you are thinking. I mean, these clips of this debate have been being played back and forth ad nauseum. What's it like for you to watch that and to think about this, 4 years later?
Well, it's an interesting thing. In the immediate aftermath of that debate, I certainly, like a lot of Americans, was very disappointed with Donald Trump's performance. On the other hand, I actually think it was one of the most consequential presidential debates in history. I actually think Donald Trump lost the presidency in that debate by his performance. He dropped about 4 or 5 points. He never regained it. And, the key question for tomorrow night is, has he learned his lesson? I've talked to a lot of people in the top echelons of his staff. They say he finally understands how badly he did in the 2020 debate. And the two words that are coming out you don't usually hear from the Trump camp are nice and respectful. He intends to be both. We'll see whether it happens, but no, I'm telling you, he says the night may devolve the way it will, but he very much intends not to make the same mistake. And as far as Joe Biden is concerned, I think the key question is, are we going to see the Joe Biden of old or the old Joe Biden?
What does that even mean? Are we going to see the Joe Biden of old? I guess he means like Joe Biden used to be pretty, I guess, in the past is like pretty snappy, right? You guys watch any of those old videos of Joe Biden? That's probably what he means by the Joe Biden of old, I assume. Or the old Joe Biden. But of course, they are ensuring the highest possibility of seeing the Joe Biden of old with what? He's got to be on some sort of cocktail of something, guys. I mean, I don't know what it is. Nobody knows exactly what it is. We all have questions. He went to Camp David for, the whole time before the debate. They hid him away. I have my suspicions of what they did. I think he basically went through like a detox program. This is my opinion. He went through a detox program because I think they give him these different cocktails here and there. and they're in his body. And then in certain moments where the spotlight is going to be on him, certain times like the debate, the State of the Union, they've got to cleanse his body and reset his tolerance. So that's my suspicion of what was going on at Camp David, because he probably spent several days just drinking water and cleanses and whatever else, cleanses your body. Maybe he did a juice cleanse. Maybe he did a juice cleanse, guys. I don't know. And right before the debate starts, he's going to get these IV vitamin drips, that really get him all flushed out and his mind clear. And then moments before the debate, he gets the good old amphetamine boom shakalaka, if you know what I mean, to the brain. So we'll see how he performs the first half of the debate. I don't know what's going to happen in the second half, because it depends. Maybe they have the extended release Adderall, that releases. Maybe I don't know, guys. I'm just speculating. But Caitlin Collins posted this on her Twitter, and I love how they always got to add something to this. Like the title is Speaker Johnson on the baseless comments. Baseless comments that President Biden will be drugged up. Okay, I'll just read it. Speaker Johnson on the baseless comments that President Biden will be drugged up during the debate. Quote, there are a lot of things said in jest. That is not exactly what what Johnson said. Mike Johnson. That's not exactly what he said. We're gonna listen to it here in a second. It's a little bit funnier than that, actually. But does anybody actually think that Biden is not going to be on some sort of cocktail for the debate? I really would challenge anybody to find someone who doesn't actually think that. Everyone actually thinks that. It's just how it's framed right here. Drugs. I don't think anyone actually thinks he's going to be on cocaine, but everyone knows that he's going to be on some sort of pick-me-up.
Said that you have seen a cognitive decline in President Biden, but don't you worry that you and fellow Republicans have set the bar pretty low for him?
Look, I just tell the truth, Caitlin. I mean, I have no personal animus against Joe Biden, of course. I respect the office, but I've just acknowledged what everyone sees. We can't help how we age. Everybody ages differently at a different pace. My father-in-law is the same exact age as President Biden, but he's on his A game. He works 12 hours a day, runs his small business that he's been running for years, and he's vibrant, and he can do almost anything seemingly. And President Biden cannot. I mean, that's what people see. And so it's a dangerous thing. I take no pleasure in saying it because our adversaries see that as well. And, I think it's going to be a very interesting contrast between these two men. And the interesting thing about this race, Caitlin, is that both of these men have been president. So you can ignore the rhetoric, you can ignore the talking points, you can look at the record of these two men, and I think that's a really important one as well.
But do you think some of the rhetoric, Speaker Johnson, I mean, just knowing you and how you conduct yourself?
Okay, first of all, I have to say, guys, Caitlin Collins, guys, I honestly cannot stand her face. Like, every time I see Caitlin Collins' face, I just have a rage that rises up inside me more than any other. I don't care who it is. It's her face. It's just this smarmy little smirky, just smug. That's like the epitome of smarmy, smirky, smug. If I could find a word that encapsulates all of that, that is Caitlin Collins' face. And guys, it gives me anxiety to watch Caitlin Collins. Believe it or not, Caitlin Collins used to be on a conservative media channel. I believe it was the Daily Caller. That was Tucker Carlson's channel. And then she sold out to the devil or whatever. I don't know what she did. And she's on CNN, just the worst of the worst, just disgusting stuff. But I digress. Let's listen to the rest of this.
So do you think some of the rhetoric is out of line when people from Trump's team are suggesting that Trump himself, that Biden is going to be on cocaine when he's on that debate stage Thursday night?
You see, okay. You guys see like what she just did there? No one thinks that Biden is going to be on cocaine. No one thinks that. No one has said that. Well, maybe some people might have said that like as a joke, which is what Johnson says here, but that is totally unfair to the people who say that Trump or Biden is going to be on drugs. This is dishonest how she's doing. And this is just a perfect example, once again, what the corporate press does. They take something and they prop it up as an issue and they switch it to something that's different. No one thinks that Biden's going to be on cocaine. That just wouldn't work. Cocaine doesn't last that long. Everyone thinks he's going to be on some sort of amphetamine. You know, could you imagine Biden doing cocaine before the debate and then halfway through, or not, well, like 30 minutes into the debate, he does a line of cocaine off the pulpit or off the lectern. Like nobody thinks that, but they make it an issue. Like, hey, look at how dumb these people are. They think Biden is going to do cocaine for the debate. No, Caitlin. No one said that. And if they did, it was a joke. People are more saying what happened during Camp David. He's getting vitamin drips. He's getting some sort of amphetamine that's going to keep him sharp, or as sharp as he can be during the debate. No one is saying with a straight face that Biden is snorting cocaine before the debate. No one is saying that. I'm sorry.
In jest. Of course, no one expects that Joe Biden would be on cocaine, but they do ask questions, and I think they're objectively, I think it makes sense why people are asking, will he be on some sort of energy drinks or something, okay? Look, his energy levels, you can see, vary depending on what format he's in and what forum, and, we expect that he'll do what he did at the State of the Union. He had a lot of energy that night, so that's the Joe Biden I expect to see. The question is, can he stay for 90 minutes on that stage and go toe-to-toe with President Trump, who, as you know, goes to rallies and talks for 2 hours on end without any break and any notes. So it'll be a very interesting thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, the allegations just about drugs have just been, frankly, ridiculous and obviously are based.
No, actually not. Actually, Caitlin, they have not been ridiculous. The way you framed them, like if there was millions of Trump supporters out there claiming that he was going to be snorting cocaine before the debate, that might be ridiculous, but that's a straw man argument that you came up with and you made an issue yourself. That's ridiculous, maybe. But the idea that Biden is going to be on some sort of drugs, that is not ridiculous. What is ridiculous is that you are defending Joe Biden. That's what's ridiculous, is that CNN is actively defending Joe Biden. That's the ridiculous thing. We have state-sponsored media, basically, and they not only do they defend one of the presidential candidates, they are also hosting the debate. Wow. Absolutely incredible stuff, okay? But if you want any more question about this drug stuff, here's a poll. 70% of voters believe Joe Biden and Donald Trump should take a drug test before the 2024 presidential debate. So 70% of people believe that this is a thing. So agree, look at 70%, disagree 18%, not sure 12%. And then we have, of course, the breakdown, Democrats, Republicans, and independents. Of course, looks like Republicans agree the most. 77% of Republicans, 64% of Democrats. Wow, that's pretty insane. This is a Daily Mail /TIPP nationwide poll of 1,910 voters. So that's pretty wild. 64% of Democrats also agree that they should take a drug test. The highest number, Republicans, 70% independents. So it's not ridiculous, Caitlin Collins. It's actually, a lot of people think this is happening, And, if you need some sort of drug or pick me up to go get by, Adderall is a prescription medication. So what? But we're talking about our leaders here, the leader of the country. Do I want the leader of the country relying on Adderall? Nah, I would rather not. Personally, that's my personal preference. Is that okay? As an American, can I have a personal preference anymore? Can I have an opinion anymore? I don't know. Because every time I have an opinion, the corporate press destroys it and says it's ridiculous. It's crazy. Carolyn Levitt, who had the run-in with Casey, whatever her face is, on CNN the other day, she talked about this as well. She thinks Biden should commit to a drug test. Trump has already committed to a drug test, so that's not a problem.
So the drug test, is this like an official thing where Trump sends a letter to the Biden campaign in Wilmington requesting they both pee in cups? Or is he just throwing this out there?
President Trump has repeatedly challenged Joe Biden to a drug test. Our campaign has reiterated that challenge to the Biden campaign. I'll do it on your show right now here tonight. If they want to truly prove that Joe Biden is not going to be doped up like many rightfully questioned he was at the State of the Union address, then why wouldn't they commit to a drug test? And they're getting very upset that we are even suggesting that Joe Biden will be artificially stimulated. If they want to prove us wrong, they should accept President Trump's challenge.
I'm going to go the drug test. Is this like an...
So where in that statement right there did you hear anything about cocaine? Caitlin Collins is a dishonest freak. That's what she is. She is just a talking head for her overlords that collude with the government. That's all she is. She colludes with the regime. She's a regime talking head. She's got a hand controlling her face, blah, 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 blah. And it's a very it's the worst face I've ever seen in my life, guys. I cannot explain to you how enraged I get every time I see Caitlin Collins. It's just the worst stuff I've ever seen in my life. But the Biden campaign has responded, and they're just laughing about this. The idea that Joe Biden is going to be on some sort of cocktail is just so funny. Wow, that's just crazy. Okay, if it's so crazy, why doesn't he just take the test? They never address that. That's just crazy. Oh, that's just so delusional. Well, then why doesn't he just take the test? Just take the freaking test, Joe Biden, if it's so crazy. I mean, if you're not going to take the test, just say you're not going to take the test. Don't say that it's crazy, because it's not crazy. Everyone knows. Whatever. Listen.
President Trump asking President Biden for a drug test going into Thursday night. What's your reaction?
I mean, I don't even really know what to say about that. I worked on Hillary Clinton's campaign. She also debated him very effectively. He accused her of being on drugs.
President Trump.
Oh yeah, it's just I don't even know what to say to that. I'm just speechless. I don't even know what to say. Wow, that's just this just came out of left field. Wow, that one just came. Whoa, what? People are saying Joe Biden's on drugs? No way. Okay, I'll calm down, guys. So yeah, Biden drug test. Not going to happen, unfortunately. Pretty wild stuff. Where are we at? Oh, we're about 50 minutes in. Let's Donald Trump. We'll get into this, guys, and we'll talk a little bit about Assange, and then we'll close everything out here. So during the debate, this could affect the debate. Trump actually, I wish I could close that ad. There's so many ads on this site. It's wild. Do they just pop up everywhere? Post Millennial, I love you, but your ads are just out of control. Come on now. Give me 1 second, guys. I cannot do this. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So Judge Merchan has partially lifted Trump's gag order. And this is something I was going to talk about yesterday, guys. And then the overlords ripped the stream from me. No, I'm just kidding. It was my computer, the software. I don't know what it was. But it's really funny, the stuff that they are not lifting. Because it's partially lifted. So Donald Trump, here, I'll just read it to you. Judge Merchan partially lifted the gag order placed on Donald Trump in the falsified records case brought by Alvin Bragg, the DA. The order from Merchan stated that paragraphs A and C of the gag order placed on Trump are terminated. Paragraph A related to making public statements about witnesses in the case. So paragraph A related to making statements about witnesses in the case, while paragraph C related to public statements about jurors. So he can talk about witnesses and jurors. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? So he can talk about witnesses and jurors. So these witnesses include Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen, and some of the other ones, of course. Both of which lied on stand, committed perjury on stand. Michael Cohen, of course, did. He was caught in a lie on stand, yet somehow this trial or these counts against Trump held. How did that happen? I wonder. It's really weird. But oddly enough, Merchan wrote that paragraph B would remain in place. Now, what is paragraph B? I wonder. I wonder what paragraph B is. Paragraph B prohibits public statements about counsel. Who would they not want Donald Trump to talk about? That was in Alvin Bragg's district attorney's office. Matthew Colangelo, who came from Biden's administration and who also worked in Obama's administration. He was third in charge in Biden's DOJ. And he took this pay cut, this demotion, this little job in a local district attorney's office to prosecute Donald Trump. Trump can't talk about that. Interesting, right? Matthew Colangelo. He was one of the lead prosecutors on the case. He did the opening arguments in this hush money case. A Biden DOJ official, ex-Biden DOJ official, let me be clear here, ex in air quotes, an ex-Obama official. He worked in Obama administration as well. Matthew Colangelo, this weaselly little corrupt dude, took the task. And look at this. Members of the court staff or DA staff or family members of any council staff member in the court or the DA. So he can't talk about any of that. Can't talk about any of the corruption. He can't talk about the fact that Judge Merchan's daughter runs this Authentic Campaigns organization that does consulting for the Democrats and raises money for the Democrats, has raised, now it's probably way over $100 million for the Democrats, and has used her dad, Lauren Merchan, has used her dad's own trial to raise money for her organization for the Democrats. So yeah, Donald Trump can't talk about those things, but now he can talk about the witnesses like Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen. Yeah. So during the debate, he can't talk about any of this. He can't this is like the Super Bowl, guys. This is going to be bigger than the Super Bowl. Trump can talk about Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels, but he cannot tell everybody, all these eyeballs on him. He cannot say, look at Matthew Colangelo and look at Laura Merchan. Why is the judge, and look at the fact that the judge donated to President Biden, my political opponent. Look at all these things. He cannot challenge the legitimacy of the process and point these people out. Why is Judge Merchan on here when he has a conflict of interest with his daughter and the fact that he donated to my political opponent? What is going on there? He can't say that. But Merchan wrote that paragraph B would remain in place, which prohibits, talked about that already. Regarding paragraph B, this court notes that while witness testimony has concluded, a verdict has been rendered and the jury discharged, the proceedings are not concluded. This matter has been set down for the imposition of sentence on July 11th, 2024. Until sentence is imposed, all individuals covered by paragraph B must continue to perform their lawful duties free from threats, intimidation, harassment, and harm. Give me a break. Merchan stated the circumstances have now changed. The trial portion of these proceedings ended when the verdict was rendered and the jury discharged, warranting the partial removal of the gag order. So, yeah. Part part of the gag order, I guess, is lifted. Good. I mean, I guess that's good, but they don't want Trump talking about them in front of what? How many people do you think are going to be watching this debate? 100 million? It's going to be insane. It's going to be wild.
Just into the newsroom now. New York Judge Juan Merchan has partially lifted the gag order imposed on former President Donald Trump during his criminal trial in New York City. Because the case is over, Merchan has lifted the parts of the gag order that protected specifically the witnesses and the jurors. But what Trump is still barred from commenting about publicly now is individual prosecutors, court staff, and their family members. This part of the
yeah, so everything I just said. So just absolutely insane. Julian Assange, of course, you guys know, he was freed. This is good news. Good stuff. This is a video right here. I thought this was sweet. Him seeing his wife coming out of jail, seeing his wife for the first time, I guess, in a while, or since being freed. He saw his wife. And his wife actually held a press conference. What am I doing here?
I wish to thank the Prime Minister, Albanese, the officials who have been working in DFAT on securing Julian's release. I'd also like to thank the Australian people who have made this possible, because without their support, there would not be the political space to be able to achieve Julian's freedom. And that support is across the board. I thank the opposition for also supporting Julian's release. It took all of them. It took millions of people. It took people.
So we don't listen to the whole thing, guys. Coming up on an hour now. But just a little. See what happened. He's in Australia now after pleading guilty to espionage on the way home. So that's why, like I said earlier, that's why Tucker Carlson is in Australia, because Tucker Carlson interviewed Julian Assange. I mean, this guy's a total hero, guys. I don't care what Mike Pence says. Anyone who comes out against Julian Assange and says he's a criminal and he should not have been released, that person is against you. That person is anti-human. That person is anti-freedom. Mike Pence, disgusting. Any person that comes out against the release of Julian Assange, anti-freedom. That's a bad person, plain and simple. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has finally stepped foot on home soil in Australia after a 14-year legal battle came to a close on Wednesday. He arrived in Canberra just hours after walking free from a court in the Northern Mariana Islands, a remote U.S. territory in the Pacific. He had pleaded guilty, so this was the terms of his release. He had to plead guilty to one charge of violating U.S. espionage laws. In exchange, U.S. District Judge Ramona Manglana. Wow, what a name. Ramona Manglona? What? What is this, a Dr. Seuss book? I don't know. Sentenced Assange to time served, noting how long he had already spent incarcerated in a high-security prison in London. Manglona says, quote, "It appears this case ends with me here in Saipan." Assange was indicted on espionage and computer misuse charges by a federal grand jury in Virginia in 2019, in what the Justice Department describes as one of the largest compromises of classified information in U.S. history. He exposed war crimes, is what happened. Usually, when you expose crimes, the person doing the crime get put in jail, but in this case, the person exposing the crimes got put in jail. Very crazy stuff, guys. The indictment accused Assange of conspiring with then Army Private Chelsea Manning to publish secret reports about the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq in U.S. diplomatic cables. Prosecutor said Assange published those materials on his WikiLeaks site without scrubbing them of sensitive information. And now, of course, on the WikiLeaks site, this is another, I guess, term of the release. He had to take the emails, the DNC emails, off the site. This is one of the terms, I guess. So does this have something to do with Hillary Clinton? Is she going to be stepping up? I don't know. But breaking, all emails related to the DNC leak have been removed from WikiLeaks following Julian Assange's guilty plea to unlawfully obtaining and disclosing classified documents related to national defense. WikiLeaks has removed all DNC emails from its platform. All emails appear with an internal server error message. As part of the plea deal, hold on a second, let me read. Apparently, readers have added context. This plea deal does not order Assange to delete published information. It orders Assange to destroy unpublished information. The DNC emails, as well as other parts of the WikiLeaks website, have experienced server issues for years. So, okay. So, I don't know. Conflicting reports. I don't know what's going on here, guys. Are they just... Is this just like a coincidence, like what happened to my streaming software yesterday? Or is it a conspiracy by the intelligence agencies to silence us? We will never know. We will never know. But one thing I do know, though, guys, is that I at least probably have a few watching me here. So let's go to the chat, guys. Let's go to the chat. What am I doing here? There we go. All right. I started really early. It's only 9:15, guys. I already feel like it's like noon or something like that. It's 9:15. Oh, God. I got up so early. I got up like at 6 o'clock in the morning. And, guys, this whole day just started off just like a wreck, man. I spilled coffee on myself. I don't know. You can't even see it. I have like a big coffee stain on my shirt down here. Yesterday, I mean, it was just like one thing after another. Yesterday, my car battery died. My stream went down. And then I'm thinking like today is going to be different. Today is a new day. And then I spill coffee on myself. And I'm like, listen, I don't care. I'm starting this stream now. Before anything else happens, before my computer blows up in my room, I'm starting this stream now. Okay. But of course, we have Michelle C. in the chat. Michelle, thank you. As usual, Michelle C. is here. She is the best. Thanks for watching, Michelle. If you guys would like to join, we have I do some of these streams on members only. I usually wouldn't have done this stream just in the public. It would have been members only. But since the one yesterday got nuked by my software, I decided to do another one for the public. So usually I do these behind the members only paywall. So if you guys are interested in that, join. And I have a Discord chat and everything, guys. It's fun stuff. Building that. I think you guys would like it a lot. Michelle says, and for spying on who Julian's visitors were while he was in prison. Marilyn says, I don't trust Pompeo? Yeah, Pompeo. Yeah, he's the one that plotted. He was plotting to off Julian Assange. And he's out. He's not in jail. Pompeo. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really interesting when things like this happen. You realize who you can't criticize because they're protected. They're on a different level of human than you are. It's questionable if the Constitution applies half the time. But them, it's the Constitution and then some. So it's just how it is. Sandra Love says, I think she was replying to Michelle there. Wendy says, it's been a morning. Yes, it has, Wendy. It's been a heck of a morning. Yes, it sure has. You're right. But it's okay. I'm here. And I think it was a good stream. Did you guys enjoy it? I thought it was good. I thought it was a good stream. Claim the density says Pompeo felt right at home in the CCP. Yes, that's correct. Jeremy Brummer is in the chat. How's it going, Jeremy? Thanks for watching. Says sources on NBC and New York Times, both of them said the hydro was bleach and the Ivor was for horses. Exactly. So we all know why. What else we got? Let me scroll up here. Mike Glasgow says, I'm sure Biden has all the questions. Well, Mike, I'm sure you're right. They caught CNN giving Hillary questions in 2016. So does a leopard change their spots? I don't know. Probably not. They've got them somehow. They probably have, you know what? At Camp David, they probably have a imitation Donald Trump, someone that looks like Donald Trump, sounds like Donald Trump, and can imitate the personality of Donald Trump. They have all the questions. They have a Jake Tapper, they have a Dana Bash, and they have a room that looks almost exactly like the studio that they're going to be doing the debate in. And they probably have Joe Biden there practicing over and over and over with the exact questions that CNN is going to ask tonight. And with Donald Trump interrupting and whatnot. I would not be surprised, guys. What's at stake in this debate, in this election, is so high that they will go to extreme lengths to do these things. We've already seen how, what extreme lengths they will go to with this lawfare against Donald Trump. Coolissimo is in the chat. He says, hi, Andrew. Hi, Coolissimo. That is my name, by the way. My name is Andrew. Innocent Breaking Wave says, I'd like to say something else, but I think it would get your channel siren. Yeah, guys, I am taking the chance on streaming the debate. I am. I don't know what's going to happen. I could be getting a strike. I hope I don't get demonetized. I don't think that will happen. But if I get a strike and I get a live takedown, I can't stream for 7 days. So we'll see. I'm taking the chance. Pitbull says Biden should take a drug test. Yeah, I wish he would. He shouldn't wear an earpiece either, says Marilyn. Alicia says, to me, it feels like a trap. Yeah, I think it feels that way to a lot of people. It's crazy. But, whatever. What can you do? Manuel Gonzalez. Hey, super chat. Thank you, Manuel. I really appreciate it. He says, good morning. I will be at work during the debate. Will you be broadcasting with comments? I will be broadcasting the debate on YouTube and Rumble probably. As long as I'm going to be broadcasting, as long as YouTube allows me to broadcast it. If it gets taken down in the middle of the stream, because I tried this with Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin. I tried to stream it, and I was taken down live. It was 10 minutes into it, boom, nuked. So I'm going to try it. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I'm taking the risk, and I am okay with the consequences. If my channel gets nuked and my channel gets demonetized, guys, it's been a nice run. I will go back to a regular job. I will go back to working a normal job and go from there. So it is what it is, guys. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but I got to stand on something, guys. To me, two presidents debating, that is fair use, and that's the epitome of fair use. I've listened to Tim Pool talk about it. I've listened to Robert Guevara talk about it. They're both doing the same thing. I don't have as much money or clout as those guys, but whatever. I will let the chips fall where they may, guys. I'm going to do it. And I might have a guest on my show. We'll see. Wayland Betha says, if YouTube demonetizes or bans you, sue YouTube for violations of Fair Use Act and violation of the First Amendment for $1 billion. You'll win that case. Yeah, that would be sweet. I could use $1 billion. That'd be nice. Michelle says you can always start another channel. Yeah, that's true. I guess that is true. It is a uphill battle to get to a monetized YouTube channel, though I will say that. It is a pain in the butt. It is a pain in the butt. Jeremy, we should just call him a Banana Republic hitman. Grantish Crosby, figured you would stream it with George. I might. I need to ask him, but I might be having another. So I have a friend of mine who is in the military, who last time I talked to him, he was in Guam. He got shipped out to Guam. He said he potentially might be able to come on the stream. So I'm going to see if he's still available to come on the stream. If not, I'm going to ask George. We'll see what George says. I don't know. Wayland Betha says there's plenty of lawyers who will take the case and get paid on the back end. That's true. I do have some contacts in media. Guess I could always hit up Laura Loomer and see if she knows any institutions that would take my case, nonprofits that would give me some lawyers, because I've never been sued before. So we'll see. But guys, that is the stream this morning. I hope everyone had a fantastic morning. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Once again, I'm sorry for yesterday. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. But yes, if you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you would like to see more of these in the mornings, join as a member. And we also have a Discord chat room where the members talk amongst themselves. And we also have Veteran Biker. He is in the chat as well. He's in the Discord chat too. And he pops in there from time to time. So if you guys want to do any of that, go ahead and do that. But everybody have a fantastic day. Have a productive day. And we will see you guys tonight, where hopefully I don't get nuked from the universe, on the presidential debate, the first presidential debate for 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless and have a good day.